Welcome everyone to our continued study of Patanjali YogSutra. As you know, we are doing the second chapter, Sadhana Path, and the last time we did up to the verse number 28. Now, so far we studied, and Maharshiji pointed to all the different aspects of yoga and the theoretical part. Now, from today onwards, all that knowledge is summarized and formulated into systematic approach for us to take, and that is called Ashtanga Yoga. So this is a very important part of Patanjali YogSutra, very famous one also. So as the name suggests, Ashtanga, the Asta means 8, Anga means limbs. So 8 limbs. So Ashtanga Yoga. So there are 8 parts, limbs or sections or steps or components of yoga. So the best term is the limb, because the limbs, like in a human body, the limbs are very important and makes the integral part of the whole organism. Similarly, all different steps here are called anga, and so that is that explains various steps. So these Ashtanga Yoga, they are they are Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. So there are 8 steps, and each step is very important, and it has to be followed and practiced in the same sequence. You cannot jump one over the other. You cannot start from samadhi, or you cannot start from dhyana, or you cannot start from pranayama. You should go one by one, because they are all interconnected, and that is the best way they are arranged. No? So these first 2, yam and niyama, they are our interaction with the world. Yam, niyam. The last 3, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi, these 3, they are internal. It's within us. These are the steps to modify and improve, and it is under our control, internal. So first 2 are external, the last 3 are internal, and the middle 2, pranayam and pratyahar, they are connecting link. So they are internal as well as external. Pranayama, breathe goes in, breathe goes out. That is pranayam. And pratyahar, senses go out, and pratyahar means sense we withdraw. So that is an interconnecting link. So first 2 tells us how to deal with the world. The middle 3 tells us how to connect with our interior. And the last 3, there's dharana, dhyan, samadhi, they are internal. So these 8 steps, because of that reason, we have to follow exactly in that order. And that's what we will do. So the first one is yama. So yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. So first one is yama. Yama is a discipline which teaches us how to interact with the world. So that is mostly don't. That don't do this, don't do this. How you interact with the society that we live in. We are not born in on a barren island. We live in a society, starting from our parents, our family, our close relatives, our friends, our distant relatives, and so forth. So how to interact at home with the society and with everyone else as we grow older, that is what the yama tells us. It is the discipline which tells us don't do such things. It is not arbitrary. It is very powerful, and this is called cosmic law. It's not somebody came up with their mind or blindly we have to follow. These are cosmic laws. It is called Rit. Rit means cosmic law. These are universal laws, not only for Hindus, but for all human beings. All beings, these apply. So the Yama has 5 components. Those 5 components are, that is ahimsa. So it is like 5 fingers. So ahimsa, satyam, asteya, brahmacharya. So ahimsa, satyam, asteya, brahmacharya, and the aparigraha. So these 5 are the subdivisions or which make the discipline yama. So first one is ahimsa. So ahimsa, the word ahimsa is derived from 2 words. Ahimsa is derived from 2 words. Hinsa means to inflict pain, to cause irritation or damage. So, and not doing that, prefix a makes it negative. So ahimsa means not causing injury on any being. Injury can be done by several ways: by physical injury, by intellectual trauma, by our words, written and spoken words, by our attitude, by our behavior. So many ways we can cause pain to others. So none of that. So means not non-injurious, not causing any pain is called ahimsa. Ahimsa is not just cutting or murdering or assaulting with a stick or sword. These all things what I described is called hinsa, and staying away from that is called ahimsa. So ahimsa is one of the greatest virtues, so it starts with ahimsa. Even one of these virtues, if followed very strictly, can make a world of difference. So that is the first one. So not causing any pain to anyone. It also includes at a higher level to a yogi, even to living and non-living things. Example, just moving a chair from one place to other, doing it gently and softly is a yogic way. Pushing it and dragging it and throwing it, that is a non-yogic way or a worldly way. We all deal with these things. Handling all our equipments, books, even doing dishes, the yogi does it so gently that it becomes a musical thing, because he sees this thing in living and non-living, and that is the truth. So but at least for dealing with the other living beings, causing non-injury is the highest one. And Mahatma Gandhi followed this very strictly. Gautam Buddha has emphasized this very, very emphatically. So ahimsa. Second one is satya. Ahimsa and satya were the main the two the weapons the Gandhiji used it to get us the whole freedom from very, very oppressive rule. Because these are cosmic laws, and if you ignore it, it will cause you harm. If you use it wisely to your advantage, means to the advantage of the society, it will serve you. Martin Luther King followed the same thing. So, ahimsa, and second one is satya. Satya means stating the truth the way it is. I see a thing and I describe the way I saw it is called satya. Example, you are a witness and you saw an accident. Describing it the way or being a witness of that episode, the way you saw it is called satya. If you manipulate because of personal reason or any other reason, that becomes asatya. Even if your brother or cousin is involved in that accident and you falsify what you saw, that becomes asatya. So satya means stating the way you see, the way you know, that you verbalize, that is called satya. So thinking, speech, and action, when all three are in unison, it is called satya or yogic character. Thinking, speech, and action, all three are in harmony. If all three are discordant, I think something, I say something, I do something, I keep flip-flopping, that's called politician. That is asatya. Manipulating the truth, the way you want, when you want, to your advantage. So satya is the foundation. That's why our Upanishad says, Satyam eva jayate. Satyam eva means only satya, truth. Satyam eva jayate. At the end, the victory will belong only to Satya. Satyam eva jayate. It comes from our Upanishad. It comes from Upanishad. It is our sutra. It is the teaching that we all know. But it is repeated so many times, so we do not know the real meaning hidden behind it. So Satyameva Jayate comes from Mundaka Upanishad. So Satyameva Jayate, whole verse reads, Satyameva Jayate na anrutam. Only truth wins, not falsehood. Satyameva Jayate na anrutam. Satyena pantha vitata devaya. By the steps of Satya, steps which are made up of Satya, Satyena pantha vitata devyan. That is a ladder which takes you to divinity. Yen akramanti rusayo aptakama. On ascending on the steps of Satya and other teachings, the rusayo means great man, rishis. Aptakama means those who are done with their desires, those who have given up the desires. In akramanta rusayo aptakama, what happened to them? Yatra tat satyasya paramam nidhanam. They reached to the place which is the final home of Satya. Yatra tat satyasya paramam nidhanam, residence, the final last stop, which is Brahman. So from these powerful words comes Satyameva Jayate. And it is on our coins, it is on our notes, it's on our everywhere. Satyam Eva Jayate. So that much is the importance of Satya. And that takes you to Brahman. Brahman means ultimate reality, ultimate screen on which the whole world and the scenery is projected. So, Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. That's one of the Upanishads says. So, Brahman is what? Satyam Gnanam Anantam. It is all truth. It is all knowledge. Anantam, it is limitless. Then it is Sivam, Satyam, Sivam, Sundaram. It has three other characters. Satyam, it is truth. Sivam, very auspicious. Satyam, Sivam, Sundaram, it is bliss. So that is also known as Satchitananand, Satchidanand. So that's where Satya takes you. So Satya is the one which is the foundations. That's why these are called foundation. Foundation is something on which the whole thing, whole character, individual character, character of society, character of nation is built on. When those pillars are shaken up, everything will become weak and ultimately collapse. So these are the pillars of Sanatana Dharma. And Sanatana Dharma was not established by any one prophet or one individual. It is beginningless, anadi. It comes from the time of creation. Nobody knows. So that is the second step. Then third one is asteya. Third limb of the yama is asteya. Steya means stealing. Grabbing something which doesn't belong to me, which is not yours, having desire to take it by using any logic or justification, that is called stealing. Not doing that with the prefix asteya means non-stealing. Very powerful. If you have this virtue, people will trust you. They will trust you with their children. They will trust you with their jewelry. They will trust you with their house. They will trust you with their business. Greatest virtue, asteya. And this is also emphasized in one of our Upanishads. So it comes in number one Upanishad. Isavasya Upanishad. And Isavasya Upanishad, the first verse says, Isavasyam idam sarvam. Isavasyam idam sarvam ena kinchit jagatyam jagat. Tena tyaktena bhunjita ma gruvada kasya svidadhanam. First and very strong sutra or mantra of first Upanishad, Isavasya Upanishad, first verse. Isavasyam idam sarvam. All that you see, all that is only by perception, we know. Whatever you see, Isavasyam idam sarvam, all these what you see, is pervaded by God. Isavasyam idam sarvam. Ena kinchit jagatyam jagat. Whatever you see in jagat, or creation, moving and non-moving, is pervaded by God, means belongs to God. It was there before you came in this world. It will stay after you are gone. So it belongs to the original owner, God. Isavasyam idam sarvam ena kinchit jagatyam jagat. Tena tyaktena bhunjita, but it is made for you. Tena tyaktena bhunjita. Enjoy that. Tena tyaktena bhunjita. Ma gruhada kasyasi dadanam. Don't grab anything which doesn't belong to you. So enjoy everything, but don't steal it. Don't try to make it your own. Ten takten means with renunciation, you enjoy that. Example, you go to a garden, there is a beautiful roses there. Enjoy there. See the beauty, see the fragrance, move around. But if I start picking those roses up for my wife, that is no. It doesn't belong to you. And if I If I make friendship with the gardener and try to take the plants, it's even worse. So that's what this verse says. So asteya, that's where the asteya comes from. Next one is brahmacharya, the fourth step. So the brahmacharya, this is the most misunderstood virtue, human virtue, that is brahmacharya, and it scares the people. The moment this word comes, they say that's not for me. 95% of people will drop out. But the real meaning of word brahmacharya, it is derived from two words. Brahman, Brahma means Brahman. Charya means your conduct. Your conduct, your movement in this world in such a way that you attend to the Brahman is called brahmacharya. Again, this is the real meaning of the word brahmacharya. The fact is that the human body is given to us, which is consists of all the material things, as well as the senses and mind, and intellect, and ego. The body has its basic instincts or demands, and that is like you if you are hungry, you have to eat. If you are thirsty, you have to drink. You have to breathe. You have to cater to the needs of the body. And when those needs are provided in a very measured, proper way, body is healthy, fit, functioning, and it will help you to attend to your two goals in life. One is bhoga, and the second one is progress to the spiritual progress. So these are the two reasons why the God has created this. And the sexual instinct is one of those things. The body needs 1,000 things for its proper maintenance and proper functioning. We need so many things, starting from clothing, food, shelter, everything. And sexual activities may be 2% or 3% of that. And that's also, God says, that is, I have put that. So that is one of the components of a human being. To trying to subdue it or to control it forcefully will bring adverse results. God never says that to do that. So and that also is very properly arranged by Lord Almighty. At a proper age, at particular time, these things happen, then these things fades away for enjoyment, for procreation, and the whole thing goes away. So brahmacharya means using all that God has given in this body intelligently, appropriately for total functioning of the body to get your ultimate goal, which is attaining to Brahman. So that is called brahmacharya. And that's why God says, do it everything, but in a very controlled, measured way. Bhagavad Gita again. Yukta, God uses the word yukta. Yukta means measured. Yukta is another name for yogi. Yukta Atmananda, so means yogi. Yukta means measured, controlled, conscious, monitored thing. So God says, Yukta har viharasya, Yukta chestasya karmasu, Yukta swapna abodasya, yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Bhagavad Gita. God says 4 things, you do it very consciously. Yukta ahar, whatever you intake, food. Not only food, whatever you see movie, you see music, whatever you do, anything you put in is called ahar. So yukta ahar viharasya. Ahar means whatever you put in, be very controlled, be very measured, be very careful what you are putting in. Yukta ahar vihar means recreation. Whatever you enjoy also has to be measured. Yukta ahar vihar. Yukta chestasya karmasu. Whatever work you are doing and you are assigned, if you are doing a business, do the business very measured way. Working 18 hours a day, we feel very good about it, and sometimes we brag about it. But God says, do it properly, not going mad after anything, not after recreation, not after work. Anything excess will harm you. This is the natural law. You break it, you will suffer. Ahar viharas, yukta chesaka, yukta swapna avbodhasya. Swapna means sleeping. Sleep at the proper time, take adequate sleep. Swapna avbodhasya means waking up. If you don't sleep enough, it will harm you. If you sleep too much, it will harm you. If you sleep 14 hours a day, you will be a lazy bum. If you sleep only 3 hours a day, you will be tired bum. So it will hurt you. So everything has to be measured. So eating also same way, everything. So God says that yukta ahar viharas. And one who does that is called brahmacharya. The brahmacharya is not only the guy who is just monitoring his sexual activity. It is just 2 to 3% of what we all do. The fifth component is aparigraha. Aparigraha means not hoarding, not accumulating things that you don't need in excess. You keep the things that you need. That is called aparigraha. Or not accepting gifts also is called aparigraha. You don't want to get involved with hoarding, because all these things are made for everyone on the planet, not only for you and me. So me and my family. So accumulating too much and depriving others of that is also no. That is called aparigraha. So this is the fifth limb of a yama. So these five are the different limbs of a yama. This is very important. God says that these rules are applicable to everyone, every time, at every place. So the next verse, which is 31st verse, reads Jati Desha Kala Samayan. Verse number 31st, which says Jati Desha Kala Samayan Avichana Sarvabhoma Mahavratam. So these five rules are applicable to everyone. So jati means it doesn't matter whether you are German or Indian or whatever other subdivisions. So jati, desh, countries, this, kal, time. Jati, desh, kal, samayan means circumstances. Samayan avichana means that should not be broken for any reason or any of those reasons. Sarvabhauma means universal, everywhere on the planet. Sarvabhauma Mahavratam. It is a great vow. So these five are the things to be observed. For really the one who wants to become real yogi, it is a must, everything. For other worldly people, they just adjust little bit here and there. But really one wants to be a yogi, which God wants us all of us to be yogi. So then these five things are very important. So that is what this verse says. Jati, desha, kala, samayan. Avichana means not to be broken, not to be manipulated, these rules. Sarvabhauma, everywhere in there. No, not that you follow these rules only in monsoon and break it in a winter or something like that, or on good auspicious day you become vegetarian and other days you are non-veg. People do that. Monday I don't eat meat. Oh yeah, good, congratulations. No? So God doesn't want you to do all that. So this is all times, every time, everywhere. That is he put that verse He inserted the verse between yama and niyama. See the beauty? Between yam and niyama, said these things are very important. Now we are taught what is niyama. So niyama are internal things that we have to do. Means these are the things, do's. Others were don't hurt anybody, don't steal anything. Now it is do. What is that? Socha, santosh, tapa. Socha, santosh, tapa, swadhyay, and Ishwar pranidhan. These five again. Socha means purity. Socha, santosh, contentment. Socha, santosh. Tapa means austerity. Swadhyaya means study of scriptures. Ishwar Pranidhana means love for God and surrendering to God. These five are to be done by ourselves. Nobody is going to force me, or nobody can make me contented if I want, if I am not. So contentment, my internal purity, nobody can do it for me. So socha means purity, external and internal. Keeping yourself clean means taking shower, taking clean, there's external purity. Well dressed, clean, odorless, all those things are external purity. Not only pertaining to body, but to your surrounding. Your desk has to be immaculate. Your surrounding has to be clean, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Just imagine this, all the yogis and the saints, take any order, Ram Krishna Mission or Swami, any sampradaya, or all these yogis, they are not with fancy dress, but they are with absolutely clean from head to toe and spotless. So that is external purity. External purity only is not important, so internal purity. So internal purity, we have internal defects also, a lot of them. And it is like external defects, internal defects. They are Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mad, Matsar. 6 internal defects. So deleting those internal defects and removing that, it is part of a socha. Once you remove the internal impurities, then your interior is suitable for divinity. So that is called Antakarana Suddhi. Means mind, intellect, and ego, they are all in your favor. They are functioning in your favor. So that is called Suchi. So Lord tells in the scriptures, Nirmal man jan so moi pava. Tulsidas ji says, Nirmal man jan so mohi pava, mohe kapat chal chidra nahi bhava. I don't like tricky people. I don't like people who play mischief with my creation or with one another or with anything. I like innocent, nice, pure people. So that is socha. Second is santosh. Santosh means contented. Contented means whatever I have is I'm happy with it. But that's called santosh or contentment. प्राप्त को पर्याप्त समझना, that is santosh, means whatever I have, that's fine. So that is santosh. Opposite one is greed. Whatever I have is not enough and I want more. That is greed. So God says, have santosh. And if you have only that quality, you are done. You are most comfortable, most peaceful, most serene person. And everybody wants that. So that is santosh. And our Acharya teaches that in Bhaj Govindam, while scolding us. No? So Shankaracharya ji was mad, that is then in Bhaj Govindam. So he says, Mood jahi hi dhanagam trishna, Oh, you fool, you are running after money, give up that thirst. Mood means deluded one. He calls people mood that time. Because he wanted us to wake up, that's why. Mood jahi means give up. Mood jahi. Dhanagama Trishna. That thirst of money you give up. He doesn't say start throwing away $100 bills. No? Mood jahi dhanagama Trishna. Kuru sad buddhim manasi vi Trishna. Use your use your intellect, Kuru Sat Buddhi Manasi Vitrishna, to attend to the higher goal and get rid of that thirst of money. Yam labdhe nija karmo patam. Wherever I have put you, whatever work I have assigned you, do that work, and whatever you produce, be contented with it. Kuru Sat Buddhi Manasi Vitrishna. So whatever you make it with your honest work, be contented and rejoice in that. Mood jahi danagam trishna kurusad buddhim mansitra yam labdhe nija karmopatam vittam tena vinoday chittam. Vittam is money. That with that money, that rose of resources, vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Be with the serene mind. That is called santosh. Next one is tapa. Tapa means austerity. Austerity means effort to make ourselves better. That is called austerity. We have given many times example that to remove the impurities of gold, they put it in fire. Like that, you keep your own self-induced discipline and to make yourself better. That is called tapa. To remove those impurities. Next one is swadhyay. These are all internal. Swadhyay. Swadhyay means study of the scriptures. Swa means self. Studying about self. The scriptures teach us about the self. So studying scriptures, using the scriptures to make right or wrong choices in life, that is called swadhyay. And that swadhyay improves.
Hello?
That swadhyay improves your thinking.
Hello?
It improves your speech. And swadhyay, those teachings, when they swirl in your mind, your language, your thinking, everything changes. That's why swadhyay is given tremendous importance. And Ishwar Pranidhan, when you have done this, automatically you are dedicated to God. You develop more and more love, and you know the ultimate truth, and you trust, and you are wedded to God now. That is called Ishwar Pranidhan or Saranagati. So these 5 and the previous 5, Yama and Niyama, these are the 10 commandments of Sanatana. So those 10 principles are called 10 commandments of Sanatana Dharma. Like there are 10 commands of Christianity, 10 commandments of Judaism, 10 commandments of Buddhism. But there are only 5 commandments in Islam. Islam has 5 pillars. 5 pillars of Islam teaches what to do. If you Google it or you try to search on in the literature, the 5 commandments of Islam it says that Allah is your God, worship Allah, do the fasting, do 5 times prayers, and go to Hajj, and the zakat means to do the charity. So these are the 5 pillars. But it is at no place I found that hurting others or harming others or accepting others is not the major pillars of Islam. I'm not a scholar on Islam, but this is what it is. So that is 10 commandments. Now these commandments are very difficult to follow in the real world. So your intellect will say, okay, no. Nothing is very difficult. God doesn't say do it right away. He has given you 100 years to do it. So do it slowly and gradually, and it will become your second nature. And you will see the benefits of this. So now the next verse on 33rd verse is Vitarka Badane. Vitarka Badane Pratipaksha Bhavana. Very, very powerful sutra. Vitarka Badane. Vitarka means bad thought. Tark means thought. Tark means argument. Tark means logic. When you have a bad thought coming to you or you are confronted with it, because we live in the world with all kinds of people. So vitarka badane means when we are surrounded by, confronted by negative thoughts, negative situations. Vitarka badane pratipaksha bhavana. Use the opposite emotion. So if somebody is hating you, opposite emotion is love. But all the time, this is not possible. Even in family, if your wife is very mad in the kitchen and you have a hot argument, you are disturbed, so that is an adverse situation, then you put a pratipaks bhavana, means emotion of love. If the situation is very bad in the kitchen, you move out to living room. Better you move out to a prayer room. The saints say, you go to your baby's room and see your baby sleeping very peacefully, because that's a source of joy for you. So the injurious thing which happened to you in kitchen, that will be nullified by positive thing coming from your baby. Change the circumstances, change the thinking. That's why people who have children, they are less likely to get divorced. People who don't, they are more likely to get divorced. Because there is something to hold on to. There is a love component in the household, which is moving. It's like in this room, if there is a smoke in this room, I'm not going to just fan myself and put a mask. Move out of this room. So negative emotion of anger and as a negative feelings is like a smoke. So you move out temporarily till the smoke dissipates. So vitarka badane pratipaksha bhavana. We can give a lot of examples, but time won't permit us. No? So and these vitarka happens, and there are several components of that. That is, whether we are doing it, we are making others to do the injurious thing or fraudulent thing, krut. So the next verse is vitarka hinsadya krut karita anumodita lobh krodh moh purvakam dukha gnan antafala iti pratipaks bhavana. What is pratipaks bhavana? Means all these things, whether we are doing, we are making somebody else to do it. It is induced because of greed, lobh, krodh. Lobh, krodh, moh. These three things induce it. And it will cause you at the end, dukha, agnan, antafala. In the end, it will give you misery and avidya. And avidya is the cause of all these miseries. So negative thought, if it is not controlled, will take you to all these downward going spiral. Another trick is to think of the negative result of the situation. Example, you are doing a job and your boss is little angry type and he's upset and he's angry and telling some hurtful things. You are victim to that kind of verbal assault. In that situation, you absorb that and think of the adverse result if you give it back to him, even though he's wrong. You might lose your job, you might be in trouble, and it will cause you a lot of miseries. So you think of the adverse things that can come out of anger, whether it is your anger or somebody else's anger. You are pacifying his anger by remaining quiet and say, yes, sir, I will do it. And then you find out a good solution and make the same situation harmless. That is called Pratipaksh Bhavana. So this is Yam Niyama, because they are very important 10 pillars. That's why we will only do these 5. And then in next lecture, we will see the benefits of these virtues, that 5 yamas, that those 5 virtues, hinsa, and as all other things as Satya brings to us. Each one can bring so much of advantages. So next 10 verses describes these 10 pillars, what they can give to us in real life, a palpable benefit. So that we will see next time. If you have any question, you can please ask.
Okay, so the question that I'm sure everybody must be thinking about, at least I am,
Yes.
is white lies, right? Like one is white lies, and second is lies that are that, like, if you tell a lie, if there's a situation where you tell a lie, and because of that lies, many people are going to get benefited in a good sattvic way. Like,
Yes.
what should we do?
Yes. Then in that situation it is permitted, because your intention is not to make money out of that that lie. Your intention is very divine. So that is yes, that is that you should do. So that is permitted.
Okay.
But lies for your personal benefit, for your or for benefit is no.
Okay. Thank you.
Manjari, sorry, I missed your good question. Sorry, can you say it one more time, because it's very important.
So sometimes in a bad situation you have to say something which is not true, but it will bring a lot of good result, no? So
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other question? Anyone?
I have an observation. So I see that tapa, swadhyaya, and Ishwar pranidhanani is repeated like several times. It keeps coming back. It's like a pattern, right? It's like it's very important. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, it is so important that God repeats it.
Yeah.
In Bhagavad Gita, there are good messages are repeated several times. That is not a weakness. That is a virtue of the scriptures.
Yeah.
That from different angle, God wants us to imbibe those truth, and so that's why it is. I can give you several examples. Like you said that in such and such situation you have to do it. Yes. If there is any bad thing is happening, you have to resist it. That is also the same thing. If you witness evil, you have to halt that evil. You cannot just witness and say, okay, no, evil is not in my house. No, I don't care. That is participating in the evil. It's equally bad. So promoting good is very good. Stopping evil is also very good. If evil is stopped, then only good will flourish. Otherwise, good will be deleted from the planet. So that's why. How will you decide? That is through the scripture, help of scripture. That's why God says, Tasmat Sastra Pramanam Te Karya Vyavastito Gnatva Sastra Vidanoktam Karma Kartum Varasi. There, Arjuna, know these scriptures. Why? Not for fun. It's not like reading a New York Times, So it is means Shastra Pramanam, whatever is stated in scriptures, make it your guiding principle, Praman, in doing work or not doing work. Karya karyo vyavastito. Gnatva Shastra Vidanoktam. Whatever is stated in scripture, know that. Karma kartum arhasi. You must do your activities in the world, knowing the words of the scriptures and deciding what is worth doing it and what is worth avoiding it. That's what it is.
I have a question, Dr. Chokshi. One more.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just coming from surgery yesterday.
Oh boy.
I'm recovering. It is okay. I had a hernia surgery.
Uh,
When you mention like negative thoughts, you say you negate that with the positive thoughts. Like like for example, if someone is in anger, you bring love. So same thing. Like if I'm meditating and in a temple or an arti, even though we focused on arti all the time, the full arti, but sometimes keep drift away, your mind goes somewhere else. You force it back again in arti. So you look at the God's picture. Is there any other example you think of, like to bring this always stay in positive thoughts, always?
yes.
That should happen or should never happen. You can always go in
No,
under thoughts.
mind is extremely tricky. Mind will go anywhere. Whether you sit down in temple or in a marketplace, it can go anywhere. No, so you bring your mind into your goal. Whatever is your goal. Your goal is divinity. Bring it back to divinity. यत यत निश्चरति मन चंचलम अस्त्रम ततस्ततो नियमेतद आत्मनियमं वसम्यत. Wherever your mind goes, drag it back and bring it to Atman. Your mind will go. Mind will go in your business. Mind will go to some fun place. Mind will go in the past. Will go in future. Even if you are sitting in a temple in a lecture, it can happen. So you drag it back. Okay, nobody. I am just doing this. I'm busy. Bring it back, because that bringing it back is under your control. Positively taking mind, I'm sitting with you and I can take my mind back to India with my brother just now. But you say, no, I'm doing this thing, so it has to be here. So that's what it is. So if it is a bad thought, you remove that bad thought and drag it to a good thought. Or think about the consequences. If you don't do it, what will happen? You fight with your boss, you fight with your family, you can fight with anybody, no? And you can make friendship with anybody. So it is all within our control. So not everybody is going to be receptive like that, but at least your part you do it, and very nasty part you just you don't want to get involved. So that is what becoming indifferent to the evil as a bad things, But if evil is destroying the society or destroying the culture, then you stand up even though the evil has not approached you. Got it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you say, oh no, it's not. It is of no concern to me. No, okay. But what did you do? I did nothing, sir. I was just making money and staying with my family.
Right. Thanks.
I have not a question, but can you elaborate a little bit? I think it's a very deep aparigraha. That is a lot more said in many other religion I have come across, like Jainism and all that. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Parigraha means that is a product of your
Greed?
it is a product of your great understanding that yes, whatever I have is enough. This thing doesn't is of no consequence. I have seen this, I have examined it and experienced it. So I don't want to hoard these things. That is called aparigraha, means not hoarding it excessively. So that happens when you have contentment, no, means you are happy with whatever you have, and you understand the whole relation of yours with the cosmos or means your surrounding, and you decide on your own. So that I do not want to accumulate so much, So that's what in Jainism they say, that you don't need these things. So why do it and deprive other people of these resources? That's why that's why Mahavir Swami says that use water like you are using butter, this ghee. Use water, even the water resources you don't want to waste. So you don't want to, it belongs to somebody, it belongs to God, it belongs to nature. Whether you are paying bills or not, but it is a commodity that is very life-saving and useful. So you don't waste it, you don't hoard it, and let it be for everyone.
Okay.
That is aparigraha. It also means not accepting gifts from anybody, means others. So in a very pure form, because when you accept gift, you get the feelings and the intention of the giver, and that affects your consciousness also. So real swamis and real yogis don't want to get involved into that also. Because they are happy as it is. They don't want external thing. For them, it is meaningless.
No, they have very limited desire for all those things. But when it comes to mainstream of people, like, where when it says aparigrah, basically you keep whatever you need. And
Yes.
that need word is also a very variable,
Yes, but you know
Mm.
yourself
Mm.
what you really need, So you don't manipulate yourself. You know from your bottom.
So is it because this will lead you to greed? That's why this
Yes,
is
yes, you
better?
don't.
Okay.
It is all related to greed. Example, that is like in a COVID time, the pharmacists they kept the medicine and the vaccines and oxygen supply under their control,
Right.
and they wanted to make 10 times money, 20 times money. And same medicine which was costing 150, they charge 1,500 rupees or dollars in that. That is taking advantage of others in a difficult situation. As it's a
Right.
form of, it is sinful activity. It takes the form of a sinful activity. You make profit, yes. You take double profit, triple profit, but to take 100 rupees and then charge 1,500 rupees because you are in trouble, that is sinful.
Mm.
So that crosses the boundary
Yeah.
of a decent business to greed and evil even when the life is at stake.
Yeah. That's a great example. Now I got it.
Yes,
Thanks.
so Dadaji used to tell that
Mm.
your difficulty is my opportunity.
Mm.
That's how a regular businessman thinks. Your difficulty is my opportunity. If you are stuck, the lawyers they do that many times. So that you are stuck in a divorce, you are in the middle, you are going nowhere. He will keep charging you more and more money. You have no other alternative. So these are all sinful activities. The doer is very much aware, and he does. It's not that the people are idiots. They know, but they do it, and they subdue that know-how by because of their greed.
Mm.
So that's why we are called regular people. We are talking about becoming yogi. If you really want to become a yogi, these are the steps. If you want to be a regular man, be so. And you want to become even a degraded man, let it be so. All the choices are there. But whatever choice you make, God says you will get that reward definitely as per my formula. Do it. as many mischief as you want to do, or as much good as you want to do. You are entitled for both rewards as well as punishment. That is called principles of karma siddhanta.
Yeah. Right.
All
Thank
things
you.
are interconnected. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
like Manjriji was telling, they will keep coming, and they are all connected. I
Yeah.
can take you from this Swami or this Sankaracharya to Tulsidas ji to Krishna to Mahasi Patanjali. All comes to the truth. All comes to that means your truth is reinforced, and so that yes, there is nothing else besides this. No? Then you get committed to it, yes, and then you experience yourself. As you do the good thing, a lot of good things will happen to you in your life. You say, okay, I'm rejoicing because this is the reward I'm getting for being on this path, and you will see it. It's a palpable reward. It is tangible reward. No, it is not just something good will happen after you die and all this. No, you will become peaceful, you will become more sensible, more intelligent. God will take care of you, to your family, circumstances will be favorable. Do right thing, plentiful, and plentiful good will happen. And that's how people get more established in dharma, because of their own experiences.
Yeah. Very true.
Sometimes you see these big devotees serving the great masters very sincerely, very devotedly for years and years. For Dadaji, for Dada Vaswani, for Swami Chinmayananda, any great Swami, they do provide service. Because they know that because of their grace, a lot of good things are happening to me. My business is flourishing because I'm taking care of Dadaji and I'm doing good things in the world. So they get convinced, so they do more and more for years and years. That is the science.
Yeah. That is true.
It's true. It's a true means happenings to people.
Oh, very true. That is true.
Yeah. It is not that I want to go to God and say, request, oh, make me multimillionaire and sit down and wait. No, you are doing it, and that result you see it. That okay.
So the question is, pain, physical pain is not really a, maybe it's a vidya, maybe it's not a vidya, but because of physical pain, people may be inclined to act in a way that is, with anger, or because you're in pain, you might do things that are coming out of ignorance, like physical pain.
Mhm.
So then I'm trying to think how to phrase this question is, like, according to, 33rd verse, we create contrary um, feelings or emotions. So how, like, if somebody is doing something because they are in intense pain, let's say, like they're getting angry or agitated because they are in a state of physical pain. Like,
Yes.
how should people address that? How,
That
like,
that is a bodily pain. So
yeah.
you're getting bodily pain. So God has given you intelligence that okay, seek for the right help. What is the right help? You go to a good doctor and go for pain management and take care of it. So that is using God's equipment of intellect to seek for the right thing. But more than that, your knowledge that this is just my body hurting and body is subject to this thing and it might happen, so itself will dull the pain. Says that unfortunately I have to put up with this because there are no treatment for certain diseases also. No? So to put up with that by real understanding that body is subject to these things and it can happen, and I will try to figure out how to deal with it. It becoming angry because I'm in pain, and who are you going to get angry at? You are going to get angry at nurses, your wife, your husband. That won't help. It will make the situation worse. So you want, so that's where the understanding is required.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right, actually. Like what you said about recognizing that, I mean, recognizing that the body is impermanent and you
Yes,
are not your body.
yes.
Like that recognition, if you can bring to the moment, that then that should just make the pain easier to deal with.
That can dissociate your consciousness from pain.
Yeah.
There are yogis who can tell that, okay, operate on my hand. No, I don't care. So they are rare, but they are real yogis, so they can dissociate themselves. There are people who fought against the evil in the past and they were tortured to their death. And the way they could sustain that is to dissociate their consciousness from the body. And they were so established in their principles that they could bear the pain. I'm sure you have read about the Sikh gurus and how they were tortured to death for not accepting Islam. And they could do that because of their consciousness established in their faith, in their guru. And they knew how to dissociate body from the consciousness. So even when they were split in two, they put up with it. Even those freedom fighters who were tortured so badly, like Bhagat Singh and other things, and they could face those torture because they learned how to dissociate Atman from Anatman. Body is Anatman, and separate it from Atman. Because they stood for the principle that so firmly that they put up with that.
Would you say that such sort of dissociation, particularly for physical pain, uh, can come through just knowledge, or does it require meditation or some sort of a practice in order to become established in God or become established in this knowledge?
Yeah, yes, what is meditation? Meditation means thinking about one thing 24/7. So if you are thinking about scriptures 24/7, you are established in God. So once you are established in Atman and Anatman, if you are doing that very rigorously, that is called yogic process or sadhana. More you do it, more intense benefit you get. So those are all the benefits. There is a whole chapter on Vibhuti Yoga, third one, there which will show. We are starting this one today from this Yam and Niyam. We did only these two. And if you read this again and again, you will know the significance of this. And then we will keep repeating as we go forward. And what benefits it will bring to you. It can bring tremendous benefits, and then we have to all experience ourselves that what benefits. We are not greedy that we are doing it for benefit, but we are doing it because it ought to be done. That's the frame of mind. You are not doing to get some siddhis. Those are called siddhis. The siddhis are such that I can know what you are thinking. If I say God bless you, God will bless you. That power will come to you if you are real yogi. If you are a real yogi, you will say that may you be cured, and the person will get cured. These are not stories. I can tell you the live example, the real example of Sant Tulsidas Ji. Sant Tulsidas Ji, once he was meditating, and that time the King Akbar was in charge, and in those days, and Tulsidas Ji was a greatest saint of the time. So one time he was meditating, and suddenly a lady comes running to him because she knew that such a great saint is here, and she went and bowed down to the Tulsidas Ji. And he says, Saubhagyavati Bhava. He blessed her. The lady started crying, Sant, what are you telling? My husband died 10 minutes ago. His dead body is there. And you are blessing me that Saubhagyavati Bhava. Tulsidas Ji had such a great power that he goes to with her and says, now everything will be fine. And he goes to the dead body, and with his power, the dead body takes a yawn and wakes up and comes up. Because he had so much of austerity that he said something, it will happen. King Akbar came to know this, that such a powerful sant is here. So he wanted to get Tulsidas Ji, and he dragged him to his palace. He invited, but he would, this great saint won't go. He says, no, I have nothing to do with king. So he dragged him to his kingdom. And when Tulsidas Ji did not give too much importance to king, he says, put this guy in the prison. And he imprisoned the guy as Tulsidas Ji. The story says that he was such a great devotee of Lord Hanuman that thousands and thousands of monkeys appeared next day in the kingdom out of blue, in the whole city and in his palace, and their functioning became impossible. So one of the wise men who was advising king, he said, because king, you have imprisoned such a great master who is a devotee of Hanuman, and that's what is happening. Just release him and everything will straighten out. And everything straightened out. This is a documented real fact, not some telltale story. 400 years ago, not long ago. Documented.
Anyone has any other question?
Yes, so there's Ramcharitra is a documented grantha. And this is not stories. So the people tell us, these Britishers painted and says, oh, it's mythology, you idiots, you don't know. And we say, yeah, we idiots, we are gullible. So that is but these are black and white. Shankaracharya Ji's teachings black and white. Tulsidas Ji is even more recent. Mirabai is even more recent. These are not some foolish stories for believers. These are real stories. Only the contaminated mind cannot grasp it. That's what it is. So we have to know whether I have a contaminated mind or a pure mind to accept it. That's what.
Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.